Thank you for tuning into our podcast. We are coming to you from Chicopee, Massachusetts. I am your host, Carrie, and joining me is Holyoke's very own local historian and creator of the historical tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Como. And he offers both public and private tours, as well as presentations of the local canal systems, reservoirs, cemeteries, and churches, as well as various parks and streets in Holyoke, South Hadley, and Chicopee, Mass. Now you actually lead these tours and give these presentations yourself, is that correct?
Yes, and this was a bicycle tour.
Okay, and so today Robert's going to be educating us on the Holyoke National Register. So explain the National Register of Historic Places.
This is from the 1960s. The United States government decided to start a list of places and buildings that were of historic significance. And that list is very large by now. And there's, I believe, 4 criteria that, and you only have to satisfy one of them, and you can get it on the list. It has to be, and it's regional, so it has to be of regional importance by architecture, regional importance by history, regional importance by archaeology, or of regional importance by the cultural significance of the location. Now, it can be one building or it can be a whole district. And Holyoke has both of those satisfied. And so we're going to, along the way, look at all the locations. When I did the bicycle tour 4 years ago, there was 12 locations. 2 of them have been added since, so they continue to grow. And we'll also talk about the difference between this and like a Fairfield Avenue, and this compared to the next higher step from National Register is National Landmark, and Holyoke doesn't have any of those. Springfield has one, and that's the Armory. So you can be on this list, but when you go up to the next level, National Landscape or Landmark, you better be of national importance and not just regional importance.
So what are the 14 locations on the National Register within Holyoke?
Okay, so I'll give you a list. The Holyoke Canal is one. It's enormous. And the next one is the Clovis Robert Block, or Clovis Robert Block, which is on Main Street, the corner of Cabot. That was a site of Quebec professionals. The Friedrich Block, about a quarter mile up Main Street to the south. Then the Wisteria is the William Skinner home, and then the Maplewood Hotel, which is at the northeast corner of Library Park, and which was built by Arthur Beebe. Then there was the Essex Street Historic District, just added this year, and that's what if you start at the library and go 3 blocks to the west. That is a new historic district, and it's showing off some of the mill owners' Victorian homes. Then also added recently, and that was last year, is the War Memorial Building in Holyoke on Appleton Street. And then the Holyoke Post Office, then Hampton Park Historic District, which is called by most Veterans Park. And that district is many buildings all added together because they have the same goal. And with Veterans Park, of course, not only the park, but you have the St. Jerome's Church campus, which includes churches and convents and schools. Then there's Holyoke City Hall, North High Street Historic District, the first 4.5 blocks of the north end of High Street. And then the Caledonia Building, which is on that North High Street district, but my individual building is listed on its own and also part of the district, same as Holyoke City Hall is. And then Prospect Park, now called Pulaski Park, is on that. It's a gorgeous Olmsted Design Park. And then the Hattie Falls Worker Homes, which are on Canal Street. They were made in 1848 for the canal diggers.
So quickly before we continue with the rest of the interview, just to fill our listeners in, if you want to find out more information or sign up for any of his various tours, you can check out his website at holyokecanaltour.org. In there he has both videos of the various stops along each tour and also past and present photos of the historical sites throughout as well. And if you are interested in setting up a private tour, you can email him directly at bobcat4214 capital B at yahoo.com, and they are perfect for fun and educational outdoor activities for the whole family or for group parties, especially those special occasions and get-togethers. They are also good just for getting outdoors for the day. So, getting back to our interview, what is the National Register compared to a local historic district?
All right, the National Register is just a list of significant historical places, and has very little that they can do to stop people from changing the facades or taking down buildings, unless they had received federal monies to improve the building inside or out. And only out of the many buildings on National Register in Holyoke, including those in districts, only City Hall and Wistarias have received federal money. Now, local historic district is a district or a set of buildings where you cannot at all change the facades of the building or take down those buildings. So it's a big deal because you cannot change things around. Whereas in a National Register entry, you can do what you want. It's quite a big difference, and that's why local historic districts are tough to get. There's only one in Holyoke. They're trying to get another one, but it's going to be tough. It always should be tough because you're restricted on the homeowner or our institution owner that they cannot change it around, and that's taking away their freedom.
So, what is a National Historic Landmark?
All right, National Historic Landmark is very similar to National Register, except that it's to the point that instead of just regional importance, it's of national importance. So that's a big step. Every listen in Holyoke, 14 of them on the National Register, they're all important in regional, which means city or town wide or county wide or statewide, but they're not important on a national level. And the difference is that you better be meeting the criteria such that that event was of national importance, that archaeology event was of national importance, that the architecture is of national importance, or the cultural events were of national importance. If you don't meet that, then you're not going to be on the list. Emily Dickinson's home in Amherst is on the list. Edward Bellamy's home in Chicopee is on the list. The Armory is on the list. So these are of national importance. Now, I think that there is one place in Holyoke that deserves to be on the National Landmark list, and that's the Holyoke Canal. The reason why is that the Lowell Canal System is on the National Landmark list. The Niagara Canal is on the National Landmark list. And our Holyoke Canal is very similar to them because the Lowell Canal was able to generate 50 megawatts of electricity. It was the first power canal in the United States that used turbine power. And Holyoke, soon after, within 20 years, had started, and it developed such power that it was developing 100 megawatts of electricity, double that of Lowell. And it was the strongest human-made structure in the world from 1870 to 1920. And the Niagara Canal took over in 1920 in strength, and it started generating more than 100 megawatts. And it's on the National Landmark list, and Lowell is too, but Holyoke is not. Now, the only reason it's not is because the property owners are not allowing it to advance to National Landmark level. Otherwise, there would be. And you always have to have the property owner's permission in order to do that. So it's sad. You would get more tourism to Holyoke, and the country's missing out on knowing that this is a very, very important structure.
Well, Thank you, Robert, for educating us on your tour, and we want to thank our listeners for tuning in. And you can also tune in to a large selection of our other podcasts and much more at his website. Again, that's holyokecanaltour.org. And again, you can email him directly for private tours or to inquire about anything else at bobcat4214, capital B, at yahoo.com.